Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 10th August 2024. So let's get started. So here I am taking daily edition of Hindu. So whichever edition you are having, you can go through that. So this is a front page. So in this front page we are having a very important article here. So if you see the title of this article, it says MHA. So what is this MHA? Ministry of Home Affairs creates a committee to monitor the safety of Indians in Bangladesh. So what is this article talking about? Again, India-Bangladesh relations. So is it a new topic? No. But why we need to discuss this now? What is the reason? It is talking about India-Bangladesh relations from international relations. So here you can expect only mains-based question from today's topic. So now this topic is saying that our Home Ministry is creating a committee. So this committee is going to protect whom? Whom? Tell me. Only Indians? And next one is minorities. So after saying this story, what you can interpret from this article? Tell me about interpretation, analysis part. So what you can understand? What is the role of government? Come on. Can we see this topic from GS paper to society and social issues? So from society point of view, what we can understand? And even from governance point of view, what we can understand? Think, you can do it. So it is not about whatever there in your news article, you should read that. It is not like that. You have to interpret from the article. Now tell me, what is your interpretation? What can you understand about the role of government? So, are there any articles regarding protection of minorities in India? Tell me, what are they? So, can we relate with fundamental rights and also human rights? So, when we discuss about human rights, is there any organization which is protecting the human rights? Which is that organization? Okay, NHRC. That is from Indian point of view. From international point of view, UNHRC. Next. Next, come on, think something, think beyond the book. I want to empower you. Come on, think. Okay, let us see now the interpretation part. So this article is saying one thing clear, that our government is taking some steps to form a 5-member committee, and this committee now headed by BSF official. So why only BSF? Why not army, or why not other force? Why only BSF? What is BSF? Yes, border security force. So where they will be bordering? Which border? Okay. So India, Bangladesh, and also India, Pakistan is bordered by this BSF. So now issue is going on across this India-Bangladesh border. So now we are keeping this senior of BSF as the head of this committee. Is that clear? Okay. Now tell me, why this committee? So why this committee? Fast. So this committee is ensuring the safety of Indian nationals and even minority communities. So minority communities ka matlab, what is the meaning of minority here? Who comes under minority in Bangladesh? Bangladesh is Muslim majority country. So minorities will be Hindus. And why we need to border our, that is this border between India and Bangladesh now? because actually we are having very porous border. That means more than 400 kilometers of India and Bangladesh border is not having any fences. So people can easily move. So one such area is Sitalkuchi border. So in this area, around 700 Bangladeshi mass gathering is happening. They want to enter into India. So we have to protect our borders because it may cause refugee crisis. Understood the things? Okay. Now if you see the interpretation part, so we can understand that we are focusing on safety. So whenever our government is establishing such type of committee and they want to focus on Indian citizens who are present in abroad, particularly vulnerable minority communities. So in this way here we can say that India is focusing on international humanitarian issues as well, right? Because it is the responsibility of our government regarding taking care of Indians who are present in other countries as well. So because of that, we are coming up with setting up of embassies, etc. So here, if Hindus who are present in India, they went to Bangladesh, means so they are under threat in Bangladesh. So it is our responsibility of government to take care of those people so that they are coming up with this committee. And this one is mass gathering is happening at our border so that we can understand, yes, in future we are going to have immigration and some refugee crisis. So because of that, we have to understand whatever the immigration policies of India are there, and even you have to understand the immigration policies of international level, right? And we have to see the refugee dynamics. Clear? And next one is we are also focusing on security. So whenever we are also having collaboration with this Bangladeshi authorities, and we can showcase importance of bilateral cooperation for border security. So till now, under the Sheikh Hasina period, from last 15 years onwards, we had very good border security, and we managed drug trafficking, we managed arms trafficking, human trafficking, cow trafficking, etc. But now the dynamics are going to be changed. So it may be opposition party of like BNP may be coming to power, or either Jamaat group may come into power. Now actually here interim government is formed by an army chief. So we don't know like how the relation will be. So that we have to focus on even bilateral issue regarding border security and as well as humanitarian management. And even whenever these minorities are killed in Bangladesh, what happens? There is no proper peace and as well as law and order maintenance in Bangladesh. So on this also they are focusing, especially for the security of Indian nationals. Okay, and next one here is we are also focusing on community vigilance. So actually one important thing that we find here is across the border who are going to immigrate, like who wants to come into India, they were mainly men. There were no women and as well as children. That means we can understand that yes, there might be other factors like Pakistan or China may be involved, so that they want to create border insecurity across India. So we need a proper strict vigilance as well at this border checkpost. Clear? Understanding the points? And this one here is we need to have a proper policy regarding immigration, regarding minority communities, and we need to come up with the legal frameworks. Legal frameworks are nothing but acts, policies, and as well as laws to address this present crisis of India, Bangladesh. Clear? And this one is we need to have proper communication channels as well. So we need to communicate between Indian and as well as Bangladesh authorities so that we can address this problem of border tensions, and even we can ensure humanitarian needs so that we can ensure national security and as well as integrity. So all these are the interpretations that you have to see from this article. Clear? Understood? Okay. Now go to our paper. So we discussed about this Waqf amendment bill, right? So actually Muslims, they are showing a strong opposition regarding this Waqf amendment, and we are going to have a joint parliamentary panel. So after once panel will be reviewing that, the next step will be taken, whether it will be presented in the house or not. Okay? But you need to know what are the changes in that Waqf amendment bill. So that is inclusion of non-Muslims and as well as even women will be the part of this board now. Okay, and so see here, 3 village volunteers from Kuki Zoo community killed in fire in this Manipur. So what is happening in this Manipur? Manipur is a part of northeastern, right? So it is one of the northeastern state. What is happening in this Manipur? Issue between Kukis and Metis. So who are Kukis? No idea, ma'am. It has been like 2 to 3 months ago. So who are Kukis and who are Metis? No idea about this Manipur issue? Sujna? Sir? Kukis and Metis, who are they? Metis also tribals and Kukis also tribals. Okay, tell me what is the issue which is going on in Manipur? Communal violence between Metis and Kukis. So Kukis are tribals and Metis are valley people. So actually in legislation or in the part of government, Metis are part of. And even now Metis are asking for reservation. So because of this, the eruption of violence between Kukis and Metis. So again, now 3 volunteers from this Kuki Zoo community had been killed. Again, there will be once again eruption of violence. And for next 1 week, you will be getting articles regarding this Manipur issue. Okay, and I will be taking a separate class on that, okay? If you do like this, what you will be doing? Okay, so leave the city page and go to the states page. Here you can see one article. It is about cloudburst in Himachal Pradesh. Toll increases to 27 with recovery of 5 bodies. So what is this cloudburst? So keyword is cloudburst. Tell me, cloudburst means? So where we can study this topic? Very good. That will come easily. Okay, GS paper on geography. Next, GS paper 3 environment. And tell one more subject is there, no? GS paper 3 disaster management. Apart from that, society, it will also come easily. Next, society and social issues. Next, economy, GS paper 3 economy. Next, come on. Okay, from geography, what you have to read? You have to understand what is the definition of cloudburst, and next you have to see what are the causes of this cloudburst. That's it, right? And here even you can connect with this topic of cloud. So how this clouds formation is happening and different types of clouds. So tell me the different types of clouds. Any idea at least? Stratus, cumulus, cumulonimbus. Next. Okay, which cloud will cause this cloudburst? Cumulonimbus. It will be vertical cloud, right? Okay, so what is the difference between horizontal cloud and vertical cloud? So whenever there is vertical cloud formation, we can get very heavy rainfall and within a very limited region. It will cover less area, but in that less area, it will cause heavy rainfall. If the cloud formation happen horizontally, it will cover very large area, but it will cause less rainfall. Okay, so this cloudburst is caused because of this cumulonimbus vertical cloud. Now tell me, from environment and ecology, what can you study? So because of climate change, what is the impact on cloudburst? And because of cloudburst, what is the impact on? It will be also very easy, no? Biodiversity. Wherever you go, biodiversity will follows you. Okay, next. Apart from this, can you read anything from environment? Come on, think, you can do it. Okay, from disaster management, you can see about early warning system. So which kind of early warning system we need? So what are the deficiencies in our early warning system now? Or else what we can do, improvement in incorporating much more technology to predict this cloudburst specifically. Next, You have to see pre-disaster steps, disaster steps, and post-disaster steps. That is common. And from social issues? And from social issues, what can you do? Impact on society? Be specific. Or impact on society where? Yes, on women and children and tribals, vulnerable people. Next. I can't hear. Old people. Okay, vulnerable means scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, elderly, younger people, women, everyone will come under vulnerable. Next. Come on, come on. Okay, what about economy? Okay, how it causes damage to infrastructure. And we have to talk about fund. So again, states need to ask center for releasing of funds for this management of disaster. And if it is at a high level, now states, they have to ask the center to decide it as a national disaster. Next. Can we add from quality point of view? From cooperative federalism point of view? Yes, right? So we need a proper cooperation between center and state to address this kind of disasters. So all these points that you have to see from this cloudburst point of view, and wherever you are getting examples, try to make an examples. So recently cloudburst happened in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and you have to know the places exactly so that you can write those places in examples. Okay, and even you have to make a map. So places, okay. So here recently in 3 places we had this cloudburst, right? So there you have to draw a map and you have to see the locations of those where this cloudburst happened. Or else if you're seeing the landslide, here we have landslide, like that you have to see. Or else if you're talking about infiltration Jammu and Kashmir, so Poonch area, Doda area, where they are located. So exactly specifically you have to make the maps as well. Okay, so this is additional work for you guys. Yeah, next move on to next other topic. Here, see this article. Here, this article is saying that time has come to give people of Jammu and Kashmir its own government through elections. That means elections in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so you need to know one important topic. Election Commission of India, ECI. So here, if you're talking about elections, so for whom the elections will be conducted? Elections for president, elections for VP Vice President, election for Lok Sabha, elections for State Legislative Assembly, elections will be conducted for municipalities and panchayats. Yes or no? So here you have to know who will conduct elections for whom. So for President, Vice President, Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, it is ECI, Election Commission of India. But for municipalities and panchayats, it is State Election Commission of India. State Election Commission. Okay, on this you will be getting a prelims question. And you have to see in our constitution where this election had been discussed, in which part. Okay, you have to see part and you have to see which are the articles talks about elections or Election Commission of India in our constitution. And you have to see roles and responsibilities of ECI. So everyone knows that Election Commission of India will be conducting elections for so and so. But rather than conducting elections, what are the other powers or other functions of this ECI? Okay, and you have to see even how Election Commission plays a very important role in ensuring free and fair elections. So one important function of ECI is free and fair elections, right? How this will be achieved by Election Commission of India, you need to know that. So this will be like a repeated theme of your UPSC mains question. Clear? And here you can see one article. Center subtly reiterates that Tamil Nadu government adopt national education policy. Tell me, what is this article talking about? National education policy. So here, where you will be reading about this education, which subject? Education in? Huh? Okay. So the keyword here is education. So in GS paper 2, in governance, you will be reading this education topic. So actually we are facing lots and lots of challenges in our education. So can you tell me some challenges we are facing in our education? Okay, no proper? Okay, okay. There is no proper student to teacher ratio. Next, quality of education we are not providing. How? Be specific. How quality we are not maintaining? Yes, outdated syllabus. Next, and textbooks are not updated properly. Next, come on, next. Yes, basic amenities means what? Okay, washrooms not available, proper drinking water not available. Huh? What? Huh? Boards, okay. Okay, no proper digitalization. Okay, no proper lab facilities, very good. Next, teachers do not have skills or there is no proper training to teachers. Next, no proper atlas. Class. That comes in infrastructure. No, I will write infrastructure here. Don't repeat those things. Okay, infrastructure. Next. Come on, tell me what happened. Are you getting sleep? So when you guys woke up? 7, 6, 5. So yesterday night I have only 2 hours of sleep. Next, tell me. Okay, infrastructure. Okay, awareness among rural people. And next one is there is very low enrollment and even there is very high dropouts. So to address these problems, our government in 2020 came up with this national education policy. But many states, they had not implemented this. So here you have to know about what is this national education policy and what are the provisions of this national education policy. Clear? Okay, now actually this article is saying that the center subtly reiterates that Tamil Nadu government adopt this national education policy. The central government is saying that each and every country, each and every state, they have to implement this national education policy. So here this article is saying that center's approach suggests that a strategic attempt they want to increase the compliance with NEP. So why central is saying that states to incorporate this national education policy, because what are the challenges they are there, so they can address at least some of those challenges and we can improve our environment of education in our country. So because of this, here central is influencing the states to implement this. And even actually now they are requesting about 750 crore rupees for this implementation of this national education policies. Okay, so it is also one problem now. So actually they want to implement these two schemes, that is Samagra Shiksha scheme and as well as PM Shri initiative. So you have to focus on this PM Shri because in 2024 we came up with this scheme in education. So there may be a question on this PM Shri initiative in your prelims. Okay, so let us see those things first actually. So what is the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan? So it is a program for school education and that is from preschool till 12th class. And actually they are focusing on improving of school effectiveness, like improving equal opportunities for schooling and as well as they are also focusing on equitable learning outcomes. So everyone should learn something from the school. And actually, so this scheme which subsumes already the three schemes which are present in our country, that is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, next one is Rashtriya Madhyamika Shiksha Abhiyan, and next one is teacher education. So when this scheme has been launched in year 2018. So every year in prelims, you will be getting 2 to 3 questions from schemes itself. So one will be from obviously health and next one is from education. So you have to take a list of schemes which are present regarding all these sectors. And actually this scheme covers 1.16 million schools, and there are 156 million students in these schools. And how many teachers who are working here? 5.7 million teachers who are from government and as well as allied schools. So this data you have to know for sure. Please note down this data somewhere. And actually, what are the objectives of this scheme? So they want to provide quality education, and they want to bridge the social and gender gaps. And this one is, we want to ensure equity and as well as inclusion of the students at all levels in the school education. And we want to ensure minimum standards in schooling provisions. And even they want to promote some other training skills. For example, in government schools, they will be making children to learn pottery. They will be making children to learn like woolen things, everything, no? So that will come under imparting some skills in the children. So this scheme is also focusing on imparting other kind of skills like learning computer in the schools. Okay, so that's it. And other scheme here is Pradhana Mantri Schools for Rising India, that is PM Shri scheme. So this scheme, it is launched by Government of India. The important aim is to develop some existing schools already present in our country, and actually they are focusing on equity, inclusivity and as well as accessibility. So if you see about this PM Shri scheme, they are focusing on selection of schools. First one is selection of schools, and in that schools they want to implement this National Education Policy 2020 for sure. And next one is they want to focus on holistic. Holistic means all dimensions, like academically, like extracurricular activities, culture things, or like games, sports, everything we can be included in that holistic development under this PM Shri scheme. And next one is they want to improve state of art tech infrastructure, like laboratories, like sports facilities, digital classrooms and digital panels, okay, teaching panels. And next one is they want to come up with the labs, and as well as they want to create an interactive learning environment in the schools. And this one is even they are focusing on training of teacher and capacity building. So every year teachers should be get trained, because every year whatever the technology we are incorporating, so teachers they need to be aware them. Okay, so if teachers are not aware in like how to use this panel, so after government is keeping that panel, is that useful? No, right? So they need to have a proper training, and they need to get the training, especially how to interact with the students, how to understand the problems of the students, and how to incorporate more GR, that is gross enrollment ratio, how to decrease the dropouts in the children. Okay, and even do you know yesterday Supreme Court judges have watched this Latpati ladies movie. So why? Because that movie is entirely based on gender equality, and as well as the problems which are faced by women in the rural areas. So if judges are dealing with that kind of cases, so they need to show some empathy, right? So to develop empathy, so this Supreme Court itself showcase that movie in this auditorium itself. So in that way, even Supreme Court judges are also having that type of cultural exchange. So why not this school teachers? Okay. So whenever you are writing ethics answers, you have to write that kind of examples which are coming in the current affairs, so that you can improve your marks, so that you will be getting an edge. Okay, clear. And next one is you are focusing on inclusivity and as well as equity, and you are focusing on regional and as well as local text, and even they want to promote environmental sustainability in the schools. So in many schools they will go for growing of vegetables, growing of fruits, and whatever the harvest they are getting, they will be using for the children itself in that schools. So that here we are focusing on even environmental sustainability, and even they will be learning how to water harvest, and what is the solar panels, and what is the use of solar electricity. So they will be getting some practical knowledge. And next one is, so they are focusing on student centric learning, as in our academy we are focusing on, you know, student-centric. Everything will be student-centric only in our academy. So the same way, so this scheme is also focusing on student-centric learning. So these are the some key features of this PM Shri scheme. So there is a high chance of getting both prelims and mains question from this topic for sure. Okay. Is there any other articles important in today's paper? So Waynard. Okay. Today is Saturday, no? There is no opinion page, there is no text and context, only in editorial. Also, whatever the articles we got, already we discussed in our earlier classes. So there is nothing much important even now today's editorial page. Okay, see this article. So first one, it is about violence in Bangladesh. Already we discussed that topic. And here there is one article, it is focusing on refugee rights, the gendered nature of displacement. So what it might be talking about? Refugees, right? So regarding refugees, what are the international conventions are there? UNHCR. Apart from that, I think long back ago I said 3 conventions and I said India didn't sign even a one, or India didn't ratified any one. So what are those 3? Something. Madam, I heard somewhere, but I can't recall. Tell me, fast. Sir, Mani sir, Kamar, 3 conventions of refugees. Take down the question. So what are the conventions related to refugees? What are the conventions related to refugees? And analyze the status of India. And analyze the status of India, whether signed or ratified or not. Amma, whenever I am saying you are not remembering them, if I give work, then you will automatically remember them. Okay. So here let us see this article. It is talking about refuge. So what is the meaning of refugee? Refugee means, so what is the difference of refugee and asylum? So we studied that Sheikh Hasina is applying for asylum, but she is not getting anywhere. So what is the difference between refugee and asylum? Huh? Yes, temporary. Okay. Next. Without proper documents, without their permission, it is called as refugee. Okay, so is India accepting these refugees or not? Yes. Can you give me some examples of refugees? Rohingyas. Next. Okay, next. Come on, think. You can do it. You have that capability. Come on. Examples. Monica. Okay, so here, what are the dimensions you have to refer is, what exactly the difference between these refugees and as well as asylum, and you have to see international conventions regarding these refugees, and you have to see the status of India, and you have to see what are the problems of these refugees, and you have to see examples of refugee crisis, okay, and what are the measures government of India can take to tackle this problem of refugee crisis in India. Because actually we are sharing boundary with 7 different countries. So which are those? Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh. So because of this, what happened, there is very high chances of entering of people from other country to India easily if there is something is happening wrong there, right? So because of this, India is having a huge threat of refugee. So if India is signing, if any of this international convention, it have to make the law for the protection of this refugee. So if India is signing them, means if there is any influx of huge number of this refugee in India, what happens? It will cause social disharmony, communal violence, whatnot, everything. Okay, so that is the reason why India didn't sign a refugee convention still now. But even though India is India is accepting this refugee even if it is not signed or ratified any of these United Nations conventions. Okay, so that is the thing you have to see. So if you see this article, it is saying that global refugee crisis happen not only in India but even across the globe. Refugee crisis happening. So can you tell me some events which are going on now that is causing refugee crisis? Yes, Israel and Palestine issue. Next, Russia-Ukraine issue. And in Sudan also political instability is happening. And between Azerbaijan and Armenia, again always conflict will be there. And in Sahel region also, because of climate change also people are migrating to other places. So all these are the issues which are leading to this global refugee crisis. And you can see like 11.73 crore people had been forcibly displaced. And in this, women also there, girls are there, and children also there. Okay, so here whenever refugees are happening or refugee crisis happening, again the vulnerable people are women, girls, and children. So take down this data. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, that is United Nations HCR, gave that by the end of 2023, 11.73 crore people worldwide, they are forcibly displaced. Because there is a very high chance of getting question on refugees in GS paper 2. Okay, so there you can write your introduction with this. UNHCR gave an official data saying that by the end of 2023 there are 11.73 crore people worldwide, they are forcibly displaced. So you need to have this data. Okay, and you have to use that for introduction. So why these people had been displaced? Because of persecution, especially minorities are getting persecuted, and this one is because of any conflict and because of violence, because of human rights violations. And what happens because of all these events? Public order and peace, stability will be get disturbed. And if you see the analysis part here, so here there is increasing of refugee numbers happening across the world. So what are the reasons? Because of ongoing geopolitical reasons, and even climate change is also one important reason, because of heat wave, because of cloudburst, because of droughts, and because of increasing of sea level rise. So coastal people, they are moving, right? So all these are the important reasons. So the reasons which are given in this article is, as you said, Israel Hama issue and as well as Ukraine Russia issue. These are the two major reasons which are exacerbating this refugee crisis. So because of this, now we can understand that there is an urgent steps to be taken for this international response, and as well as internationally all countries need to come forward to support these refugees. And this one here is, this article is saying that women are more vulnerable. They are disproportionately burdened because they have to take care of giving of care to their family, and even they also exposed to the greater risk of violence. And even whenever something disturbance will be happening, so rather than men, women will be get mentally disturbed. Okay, so mental health issues will be also more in the case of women. So if you see Alzheimer's disease, do you know this memory loss, which will be very high in women rather than men, because women will be attacked more because of this mental health issues, because of the problems in hormones. So in men only they will be having only testosterone, but in women they are having luteinizing hormone, they are having oxytocin, progesterone, there will be 4 follicle stimulating hormone. So whenever there is imbalances in any one of this hormone, entire body circadian rhythms will be getting affected. So women are more vulnerable to this mental health issues. And even we can see mental health disparities between women and as well as men. So normally in this refugee women, there is high risk of this mental depression, so that there is a critical gap which is getting. For example, if men are getting any health problem, they will be going, but no one will be taking care of women. So no one will be there in the home to ask what happened to a woman. So again, this is one important problem that we are seeing in these refugees. And even we can see whenever women are displaced from one place to another place, so they are even unrecognized. And even that is leading to the lack of attention and resources they directed towards their specific needs and challenges. So even I want to say my own example. So when I was pregnant, everyone used to taking care of me, like eat this, eat that, eat that. Once delivery had happened, no one had come and talked to me even how are you. So they come and they pick up the kids and they used to go and they used to play with them. But no one will be caring. So you should not get into depressed. So that happens with each and every woman for sure. You will be experienced after once your delivery is done. So in the same way, here women will be getting injustice in everywhere. So because of that, we have to fight for gender justice. And next one is even there is social stigma. Stigma is around mental health, and even now we are staying in patriarchal societies. That means male-dominated societies. So in this male-dominated societies, whenever marginalized refugee woman is there, means obviously they need some support from the government and international organizations. They need to give the support for this, especially vulnerable people. So that's it. Nothing much more than this. And see this article, no population census in dark without vital data. So what is census? Tell me, census. Yes, population data we will be collecting of our country. So for every once, how many years we will be getting this? 10 years. Okay. That means we need to get 2021 data because of COVID-19 pandemic, it had been delayed. And now we are in 2024, even the work had not been started. So here, what is the problem of not having census data? That is this article. Tell me. I won't discuss this article. Now you have to say what are the problems of lack of census data. Tell me what are the problems of lack of census data. You can do it. Yes, implementation problem. Next. So that is not a problem. Everyone knows that. Next. Yes, problem in resource allocation. Next. Come on, do it fast. Sir will come. For what? Okay. Okay. There will be inefficiencies. Next. Inefficiencies in birth rate or death data. Okay, next. Come on, tell me. Fast. For what we need this data at least? Okay, I wrote that implementation of policies. Next. Yes, very good. Inclusive growth. So give the solid points. Next. Next. Come on, think. You can do it. Delimitation. Okay, very good. So based on the population data, we can go for delimitation. That is boundaries of so and so constituencies. That comes under delimitation. Next. Even reservation of women in Lok Sabha and SLA, 33% reservation had been passed, but it will be implemented based on population data. So when we get this data, then only we'll implement them. Next. Yes, planning. Next. Come on, think. For what we need data? What you'll do with data? Reservation. Next. Online students. Next, come on, think. Okay, let us see this article. So first one here is census, which is providing the critical locational and as well as demographic data. So it will be very helpful for understanding societal changes. So if you're not having data, we can't go for proper policy making. So it will be having impact on ineffective governance process. There is no proper public service delivery. And next one is, if you're going for major health and as well as labor surveys based on this census, we can understand the accuracy of findings. And as well as whatever the policies which are misguiding or what are the strategies that are misguiding, we can remove them and we can keep it aside. And next one is we can understand whether there is any policy manipulation is having or not. So if you're having a genuine data, so we can understand the socio-economic issues, and based on that government can go for providing affirmative action, for example reservation. And next one here is we can understand the demographic dividend. So which people, which group of people are more, like belonging to 15 to 64 years or not. If they are below means they are dependents. If they are above means they are dependents. So based on that data, we can understand exactly whether how many or what is the percentage of working group. So whenever working group population is high means it will leads to the economic growth. We can understand that. And next one here is we can address like whether we are going to achieve the 17 sustainable development goals by 2030 or not. Yes or no? Okay, census it is more than a count because it will be focusing on various socio-dimensional factors which are essential for comprehensive policy formulation. Okay, clear? And see this article. India to roll out new treatment regimen for drug-resistant TB. So what is this TB? Tuberculosis caused by which organism? Organism, not organ. Organism. Science student. How many of are there? Science background. Sorry. Which bacteria causes this TB? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Which is affecting which organ? See here at least. Organ. Lungs. So what happens in TB? What happens? What you will get? Cough. And whenever you are coughing, you will be getting some blood, sputum. Alright? Okay. So do you know the treatment for this TB? What you will take? No idea. Huh? Okay. What? Okay. So here in science and technology, you will be studying about this chapter called as diseases. In disease, we are having communicable disease and non-communicable disease. So tell me whether this TB is a communicable or not communicable. Yes, it is a communicable disease. So now this TB is caused by bacteria. So it is not caused by virus or it is not causing by protozoa or any worms, etc. It is caused by bacteria. And the name here is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So actually, if you see the treatment, so we have to take antibiotics. So in this antibiotics, we have two classes. First class of drugs and second class of drugs. So first, actually, if you go to doctor, they will be doing some sputum analysis every test, and if they diagnose that you are getting this TB, they will give you first line drugs. So minimum you have to take that drugs for 6 months, and if you are stopping it in middle at least 2 to 3 days, again that regimen will be continued to more than 1 year, even more than 2 years sometime, based on your complaints to the drugs. So actually the problem here is in India we are having drug resistant TB. In this drug resistance we have two types. So one is MDR TB and next one is XDR TB. So do you know what is the difference between MDR and XDR TB? MDR and XDR. So MDR, M is multi-drug resistant TB. So what is XDR? D is for drug and R is for resistance and X is for extensively drug resistant TB. So as I said here, whenever you are getting resistance to first line drugs, we are calling it as multi-drug resistant TB. And even if you are getting resistant to this both first and second line of drugs, then it is called as extremely drug resistant TB. So now we are going to have a new treatment regimen. So in this new treatment regimen, it is called as BPAL. You have to remember BPAL. So B is for bedaquiline and P is for petromonite and L is for linezolid. So it is a very new drug regimen that we are going to give for the TB patients from now. So it is for both multi-drug resistant TB and as well as extensively drug resistant TB. And actually, as I said, if you're taking this first line or second line drugs, you will be taking minimum treatment, it will be more than 6 months, right? So if you're taking this new regimen, this treatment period is 6 months. Okay. So here, what are the advantages of this BPAL? So you will be getting a question like BPAL treatment is recently in use. It is related to which disease? They will be giving cancer or else the disease which is in use like Chandipura virus and Zika virus and TB. So in this way, they will be confusing you by taking the examples of recent examples only. Okay, so in that way you have to remember BPAL is for bedaquiline, pretomionide and linezolid. And even you will be getting a question like, so BPAL is in use, what are the medicines which are included in that? So you have to focus on this also, bedaquiline, like that. They will give bedaquiline, paracetamol, like that. They will be changing the drugs. Okay. So in how many ways they will try to confuse you, should not confuse. Okay, there are many ways they will try to trap you, but you should not enter into that trap. So if you see the details, it says that, so because of this new drug regime, so here there will be impact on patient care. That means we are decreasing the length of the treatment time, and so that we can improve the efficacy, because these all are the new drugs that are going to treat this TB. And next one here is cost implication. So even this cost is very low compared to that of others, because others we have to take for 18 to 24 months. Now it is 6 months only. So the cost reduction will be happening so that it will be affordable for even the people who are belonging to low income groups. And next one is, even this regimen is also using in other countries. It is very efficient in other countries and we are borrowing from other countries. And next one here is, we are also going for initiating of training for healthcare providers regarding, yes, if you are getting any new regimen, so we have to give the information to this people. For example, if you go to rural areas, so they will be going to RMPs only. They will be not going to like registered some medical things. So they will be going to RMP. So even they need to know about this regime, so that we are initiating this training now. Clear? We are focusing on patient safety and security. So here there is one article, it is regarding what? Inflation. In yesterday's class itself we discussed this. No, it will be not working. It will be based on your body only drugs. No climate impact will be there. Yes. Yeah. No, it will be not there. So whenever they are launching any medicines, they will be going for clinical trials for sure. So after clinical trials only they will be introducing, or else it will be causing great harm. Okay, so ground zero, leave it. Yes, we discussed about SC and ST subcategorization, but government is saying that we are not going to apply this creamy layer. Again, to divert this Supreme Court judgment, one law will be come up soon. And again, after once the law is come up, again that will be placed in again Supreme Court. This will be going on. Okay, it's a cyclical process. Once you start reading polity, especially you will be coming these cases from since 1950 onwards, the cases will be going on. You'll be understanding. So it is a rigorous process and cyclical process. Okay. Yeah, here you can see one article. Center paves way for 8 new railway lines under this PMAYU 2.0. So take down this. What is this PMAYU 2.0? So do some research. Time is up. Okay. So that is the only article important. Other than this, in your economy or business page, yesterday we discussed about coffee, right? Now there is an article regarding cotton. You have to see which type of soil is used for cotton cultivation, black cotton soils or rager soils, in which area we have Deccan traps. So what is the reason for the formation of that? It is a basaltic lava, right? And you have to see in which states cotton is grown in India, and what are the climatic conditions required for the growth of cotton. So all these things that you have to see. Clear? So these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much, guys. And if you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends.